Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv slash the Xisuma. It is a Hermitcraft live stream weekend. It always feels good to say that. And probably feels good to hear it as well. Hey Ren, if you're listening, hope you're cleaning your house. I caught some of their conversation yesterday. Didn't get the full picture, but dang, it sounds like Ren's got hoover problems, you know? I've had hoover problems in the past. The thing you gotta do is clean the filters. Makes a huge difference. Where am I going? Oh my god, my base is such a labyrinth, even to myself. I'm like trying to map out... Wait, where am I? No, this way, this way. There we go. Yeah, through here. So I could have just walked along here. I don't usually head down to this part of the base, but I've got a plan. I've had a little bit of a change of heart about what we're going to do in this area. Hey, Happy Pancake, thank you so much for 3 months, and the Friendly Cat here for 6 as well. Appreciate it. We also got Storm Sergira here for 11 months. Thank you. So, this bit here, we might open up a pathway in that direction in the future if we need more space, but I kind of pictured there being lots more going on in the copper golem arc, but then I also felt like I wanted to crack on with the rest of my plans for the season. So I talked about creating some catacombs down here, or did we just decide to call them the copper catacombs? I might come back to that project, but it's not going to go immediately here. What we're going to do is build another little intersection like this and then follow it up with a farm. So we're going to occupy this space and give ourselves like options to expand in the future. And then build a farm today. That's kind of the plan. It should be relatively simple. I'm looking at this and thinking I'm going to mirror the layout a little bit. Like not perfectly, but mirror it somewhat. So we're kind of looking at copper grates and deep slate basically. So we'll go grab those two things. Keep it simple. Zero, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, my dude. Happy birthday. Hope you have a good one. It's nice to celebrate a birthday. So we want some of that. Games. Oh no, quiet chests. Quiet. I need a quiet, happy ghast. That guy is up there just constantly making noise. Quiet chests keeps catching me out and making me feel like I am missing some important game sounds, you know? Okay, no deep slate tiles already made. Expelled Winter, thank you for 15 months of support. Very much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed today's stream and have a good time with us. Does anyone have a link for the stream schedule? It is the title of the stream. The title of the stream is your link. Yeah, I'm just trying to assess what it is about this one being here. I think it's like these blocks wouldn't be... Yeah, oh, do you know what I should have grabbed? I should have grabbed some tuff as well. I'll have some in my backpack. These blocks shouldn't be here for the second room's layout. Also, like, trapdoors and statues. I know I've got everything in my ender chest, but I'll just go back and grab them. Mace Cool's posting the link in the chat for you. Very kind of you, Mace. It is the title of the screen, I know. Some people don't read. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see. Oh, all of my trapdoors are probably in the other area. We're running low, but... kind of running low on statues as well, actually. I did say that I would help Scar get some more... Ah, look, I still have a secret stash. Get some more golems together. If he wants that, I need to prep some of this. So we might go visit a trial chamber and mine up some more today. That might be on the cards. As of right now, though, I just need a few of those. And then some pumpkins. What annoys me is that you accumulate like a lot of chests left over from making golems. I just feel like there should be something you can do with the chests other than storage. Because like it's not one for one. We have little fellas like this hanging out in the base. Monk says you winning. Yeah, I'm winning Minecraft at the moment. I'm glad you noticed. Absolutely winning it. There's some winning over here. There's some winning over there. Like, winning all over the place at the moment. Kitty Gaming 99. Thank you for 98 months. Getting close to the 100 club. The dungeon awaits you, my friend. Oh, my axe is there. I had a slight moment of panic. As I would do. Yo, and things are happening. On the Fritz is here with some gifted subs. We have a discount running on gifted subs today. So on the Fritz, thank you for your generosity. Enjoy the discount. And if you are a receiver, you know, if you are listening, come and check in the chat. See if you've got a gifted sub. Be sure to say thanks. Twitch actually communicated with me. I know, what's that? Like communication? Twitch can do that? They sent me an email actually explaining some decisions that they've made and changes that they're doing and how they're introducing this discount on subs thing. So I was like, okay, thanks for letting me know. Now I actually know why this is happening and we can participate. So for those of you that are generous enough, words, they're difficult, to gift subs, they're now a little cheaper, which is awesome. And the hype train is rolling. So thank you so much for your generosity. We've got the Friendly Cat gifting a sub to Big Fluffy T. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do you know what I got to do next, though, chat? I have to stand here. I have to stand here and look at you. Okay? Some people know. Some people know what's next. They're regulars. They're here a lot. Oh, Vinop, my dude. Thank you for gifting subs, as well as Everstaru coming in for 54. Yeah, Vinop coming in with 5 gifted subs. Peeps in the chat. Come back. And Decana Heaven is here. Oh, my goodness me. It's happening, people. Y'all are going crazy again. Again, come check back and say thanks. And remember, all these gifted subs get you access to the Let's Play Minecraft Together server as well. Yeah, so this is the part of the stream where I stare at you. And by staring at you, I mean I read my chat. I actually read it for a little bit. And I warm up my hands with a hot cup of tea. I've got my favorite massive Sports Direct mug. And as I hold it up and look at it, I realize that the Direct on it is so faint now. It shows you how much I've used it. This has seen some use. Joe Hill says, I feel seen. I see you, Joe. I see you. I'm glad you feel seen because I can't hear you. So you can't feel heard right now. All I can hear is the sound of my own voice and the beautiful music in the background. What are my thoughts about AI music being given a platform on Spotify instead of highlighting small independent artists? Yeah, it's ugly and I don't like it. I'm not going to stand here and rationalize my reaction. It is just, this stuff is interesting. Now I'm seeing it happen in the wild and watching it evolve, and I kind of don't like it. Expelled Winter, thank you for gifting subs as well. Peeps, check back again. Check back again. All gifted subs, much appreciated. Oh, this is a hot cup of tea. Whew. That was quite the slurp. You've been looping Soulside Eclipse album while preparing for the hardest exam, and you passed it today. It's a good time to gift back. Dude, if my music helped you in any way, that is a beautiful thing to hear. Beautiful thing to hear. LD says, any hermit interactions today? None planned. It depends who logs on, though, I guess, you know? Depends who logs on. You got a new Disney mug, and it's your favorite thing ever, says Will Shadow. That's awesome, man. It's always good to have, like, a favorite mug. Here's the thing. Is it a big mug? Right? Because I am a big mug drinker. I don't understand small cups of tea. They are just like, ugh. I want more than that. Will there be a stream torch? You know, I will happily create something like that if there's like a really good idea for it. If Joe or someone has created like an archive for these things, then I will definitely get on top of doing something like that, right? Like for the archive. If someone, like, the archive is a good reason is what I'm saying. But when we do them and not much else happens after the fact, I'm a little shy on doing it. It's just like there's not much going on, you know. Like we've done all the fun ideas, like putting TNT in your offhand or something that explodes. You know, it feels like we've done all of that. It's like, what's left? And that's just me. That's just me being fussy and annoying. Old Xisuma. Just make a stream torch, old man. You know, I apologize. We either need like an excellent idea, or if someone is archiving, then I will make one. Joe Hill says, I think Wells is collecting them towards an archive, but nothing is built. If someone is collecting them, then that's my reason to comply. So now we need a good idea, and if not a good idea, you know, just an idea. Last weekday you did a journal and bundle for mementos. I remember that, yeah. Maybe we should make it like a 2-day torch or something. But yeah, something to pass on. So any cool ideas, you know? It could be a potion renamed to cup of tea. I could do that. Just that guy says, what's your building process like? Just creative and then straight to survival, or are there steps and other tools you use? All of my building lately has just been block by block. A little bit of world edit and axiom tools for mirroring, but nothing on a grander scale yet. I haven't got there as a builder. But like I do bits like this right now. This is all survival building. This right here, all of this, just straight survival, no pre-planning. All of that up there. This was all survival. This was everything in there pretty much. Like, yeah, stuff that isn't survival first is like when we come outside, well, everything at ground level was everything like the wall over here. But then the buildings, these were done in creative. Like this is the result of building in creative for hours on end. And I actually did that just the other day. I had this moment where the inspiration was with me, because I had been routinely opening my building worlds and not really getting anywhere. And then the other day, I just had that alignment of like free time and inspiration. And what I wanted to do over on that side all came together really quickly. Like conceptually, I was really happy with the building and stuff. So what I've done is I've created an abandoned building on one side, and then on the opposite side of what goes in the middle, I then duplicated that build and worked backwards or forwards. It was like, what would this shop be like when it was open? And that was a really fun exercise, because they were deliberately supposed to be alike, but I wanted them to feel separate. And now they are stylistically the same building, but one is abandoned and one is a shop. And that actually, like, you know, when I step back from it and look at it, I'm like, that's played out really well. I've just realized by putting these like super close together, we're going to create like a narrow corridor there. So we actually need like a little bit of breathing space. I think I'm going to go with like, you see how this goes down? I think we're going to make it go up. So actually, we're going to change things up again. Got to kind of make sure we give ourselves enough space for whatever we build on the opposite side. Maybe there isn't even anything that goes back in this direction. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a material that I dug out a second ago. It's just stone. Take some there. And make sure we got some foundations under this stuff. What about a chest boat that's parked at Hermit's bases and gets something at the end of the stream? I kind of like the idea, but I don't think you'd... I don't know. Like, what about Happy Ghast and your mission is to, like, put something on it? Then I've got to grow a Happy Ghast during the stream. Like, you give it a saddle, and then you attach, you, like, leash an entity to it. I'm going to do that. That's how we're going to do it. That is actually just very different from what you might expect. And that's what I want. An idea that is... unique. Right, I got 34 of these, so not an issue to spend some more. Oh yeah. Oh look, I got me a thonky back. How many y'all were watching Scar last night? Had a good old chat with Scar. Very pleasant. So this guy's got to grow up during the stream. I think I might plant my camera account over here to be on the safe side. Just in case we go out of range or something. Hex, I wondered if you can offer some advice. I want to go back to education to achieve my English, but I'm 28. Isn't that too old to return to education? Nope. Nope. My advice is follow your instinct. Go back to education. Don't overthink it, do it. If that's what you want to do, follow it. That's a good instinct to have, you know? You said it. You know what you want to do. Now you got to go do it. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Never too late to learn something new. You should totally do it. And then you should come back in the future and tell me that you've done it, and that'll put a big smile on my face. So now I feel like they're going to need a light source behind them because it's very... Oh, what about that copper? It's just the right kind of height, actually. I like that. This will be the middle of the room here. We'll have these things in the corners again. Good advice. You plan to study with animal care, but you you need basic English to be better. Well, you know the path. You know the path. You got to walk it now. That's awesome. Random Goose, you haven't been keeping up with Hermitcraft for a while now. What would you like to know? Remember, you got the Hermitcraft recap channel. That's a great way, if you're limited on time, you know, to sort of stay in the loop and stuff. Ah, yeah, okay. This really, just adding those extra blocks, I think, really gives us the options that we're looking for here. Is that 3 wide? It is. And then we go up here. Bang our head and place the next one. So that's the kind of layout. Plenty of space that way. A little narrow on this side, but that's fine. We'll do this again over there. That'll be fun to put together. And yeah, layout for the next area of the base kind of resolved. Just need more stone. So we're going to be going in this direction today. Or mate, I'll probably change my mind. I'll probably think about it more and change my mind. I want to build a bamboo farm, and I had an idea to do it different from how I've done it in the past, which is always the goal. But the more I thought about it, it felt like the thing that made it different was maybe a little bit redundant. And I'll show you what I had in mind later in this stream. Right now, though, we're just going to focus on what's right in front of us. Oh, I've covered up my other screen because I was going to load the camera account, wasn't I? Yo, ADJBZ, thank you ever so much for 9 months. You're pregnant, congratulations. And, well, no, wait. Oh, I'm an idiot. Because then I was like, oh, and you're 9 months. I mean, that's probably the... Wait a minute, doesn't 9 months mean you're a Twitch baby? Okay, either you're pregnant and it was a coincidence, or we've got the joke wrong. You're a Twitch baby. You're not pregnant when you're a baby. That means you've just been born. I think that's how it works. I think that's how it works. Bear says the brain is slow today. I'm not sure that it is. I think I caught it. I think I caught it. You're not... That's not how that works. You're a baby. You're a Twitch baby at 9 months. You're pregnant before. That still doesn't make any sense, does it? Because you're going to end up being the baby. This is a very strange conversation all of a sudden. I guess you would see that if this wasn't sealed off. I'm not sure what direction I want to go in. Chili free cam time, always got to announce it. If we go in this direction, we are kind of limited, but possibly can take advantage of height. If we go in this direction, we sort of cut off this corridor's ability to expand the base if ever needed. And if we go in this direction, we do have space, but then we get near to where the iron golems are going to spawn. And that thing is temporary, and I could just keep moving it. I think I might actually go in that direction then. Might give me a little less space to work with, but let's focus on getting this thing. Oh, look, I'm out myself. I also need more of those. 4 of them, which I guess I prepared for. So we can work with that. Molly Palp, by the way, thank you so much for 4 months. And Siberian Wolf, thank you for gifting a sub to Starlit Wolf. Looking out for the wolves, I see. Appreciate it. You're up with your almost 3-day-old baby. I'm so glad to not be pregnant anymore. Congratulations. That's awesome. Are you saying all of us less than 9 month subs are pregnant, says Autumn? That's why I was saying the conversation was getting weird, because that's not true either, right? So, like, I don't know if ADJ was pregnant or not, right? Like, it doesn't actually make sense when you break it down, because you're not the one who's pregnant when you're like a Twitch air quotes baby. But at 9 months, the baby is born. That's the joke. That's why we call it the Twitch baby. That's why we have the animation. I'm a 3-month-old fetus then, says Anne Happy Pancake. There you go. There you go. Someone's figured it out. No, I am not. I always thought 9 months means we are having a Twitch baby. That's when the baby comes out. You're the baby. Babies are not pregnant. End of discussion. We're just... That's it. That's all we're doing today. Because that's a very strange conversation. Right, I need more stone. I reckon I'm actually going to end up going in that direction. I'll just go grab a few stacks, I think. It's funny, I've thrown, like, given loads of it away. Thrown loads of it away, and then you start needing it. Typical. Oh, kitty cats. Yeah, kitty cats now, like, hang out in the base. I think this might be the first time I've been, like, live recording. And there's been a kitty cat roaming around. But, yeah, they just turn up in the base because of the iron farm. I kind of like it. I kind of like there's just stray cats in my base. Okay. So yeah, I think I've probably settled my mind here that we're going to go in this direction, but we'll see. That means the other two directions for the time being will be sealed up like this one is. So we'll build those walls out. Okay. When I was hanging out with Scar yesterday, we were talking a lot about Minecraft development and stuff, and I didn't get the opportunity to ask this question, but a really cutting question popped into my mind, right? So to bring you all up to speed, if you've been in the dark and you don't know what Hytale is, then, oh, okay. There's a lot of ground to cover there. But if you do know what Hytale is, here's my question. Like, are you more excited right now for the development of Hytale or Minecraft? That's a telling question, I think. If the mods want to make it a poll, please make it just a two-choice poll. What are you more excited for, Minecraft development or Hytale development? I think it would be very interesting to see the response to that. Very interesting. I mean... you know, if I could persuade some of y'all typing Minecraft in chat, remember that what Hytale does now has the power to influence what Minecraft will be. If Hytale comes along and like implements better inventory solutions, Minecraft needs to keep pace, because that's a game that can pull the player base away, right? If it creates the better experience, it can pull it away from Minecraft. That's like my little caveat that I think is important to consider. But you know, have your vote, have your say. Oh, I've got to remember. I haven't done this in a minute. It's not too much to remember, fortunately. You just do that and then you just wait. You play the waiting game. Getting rid of those helps a little bit, and then they'll solidify and then we'll pick them up. Yep, they're doing their thing. They do a random little pose. Oh, sorry! Well, there you go. I genuinely thought that was a statue. Oh. Alright, we'll do him like that. Kind of ominous, which I like. That inventory is crazy for a game with so many blocks, says Asphodel. That's the big problem Minecraft has, and that Mojang don't seem to want to address. And I have little faith that that's on the priority list of the new game developer. I have a feeling their priority is to maximize profits. To extract maximum value from the IP. Very corporate. Do we have like a No, we don't have a light source up there in that room. We can also judge the height a little bit by using what's already here. So like 1, 2, and then you start to peel in. Wait, was that from that height? Yeah, 1, 2, okay. So that's where these ones go. Gosh, so judgmental about heights, says Autumn. Go, I'm judging these heights. And measuring them. Oh my god. Stop measuring, X. Jeez. Oh, right. 69%. Nice. More excited for Minecraft development. Interesting. Fair enough. Fair enough. I would have honestly expected more people to be excited for the future of Hytale, especially considering what Mojang are currently cooking. With the, well... Yo, you should be able to spawn in here, buddy. Like, I'm not a complainer, right? I'm happy that Minecraft still gets free updates after all this time. The game has a lot. It has a lot in it now after 15 years that you could keep playing it for a long time. But that doesn't... I don't think that gives them a free pass to say whatever they do is fine. I think we should be able to... Oh, left some supplies here. Like, critique what they do and assess it. And I don't get a strong sense that Minecraft is going in a really good direction or anything. It feels like it's just spinning its wheels. It's not to say things are terrible or doom and gloom, but I just don't get a strong sense of like, wow, I'm really excited for what they do next. That, I think the drops generally for me probably coincide with a lack of enthusiasm. Unfortunately, the graphics of Hytale don't click for me. Part of what I love about Minecraft is the pixely art style. It's the same reason I lost interest in the newer Pokemon games versus the old 2D games. I get that, G-Stav. I'm quite fond of particular styles myself. Hytale has actually kind of like won me over with its aesthetic. I like it. I do get a feeling at the moment, though, that it's... building will be different. I think building will be less about individual flair and more about bigger picture stuff like storytelling and maybe like landscape scale theme. Like, I think they're going to play a bigger role in building in Hytale, and it's going to be less about the individual builds because the blocks feel like they do a lot of the work, and that makes it probably harder to come up with like unique looking builds and stuff, whereas Minecraft's quite flexible for making really interesting looking stuff. So that's the different direction it's going to go in. You don't mind because both games are going to push each other and innovate things. Stuart, I think Hytale will be the one doing that. I think if both of them are doing it, it'll be Hytale first, and then Minecraft will start to respond. I don't see Minecraft putting a foot forward here and going, oh look, there's Hytale, let's step it up. I think it's the other way around. I think Hytale is going to make some changes and Minecraft's going to respond. Oh, this tea is not as hot. Minecraft updates feel slow compared to Hytale. Well, you know, Hytale, I don't think they're really comparable at this point because all Hytale is doing is... You know, we're comparing two different situations if we're going to say... Like, Hytale needs to be further along in its development before we start comparing what each one does. Because right now, they're just adding stuff without any theme or, you know, sense of having a big vision for the game. It's kind of like, look, they got the engine out from 5 years ago. They've got that rock and roll in, and now they're going to keep throwing stuff that people want out each week. And then at some point, the development will probably get a little more serious and focused and directed, and they'll start to like put some direction into the game. But right now, we're not seeing like the style of development that is about the long term for the game. It's about just like getting more features and more things that player wants in place for this period that is like early access, getting our hands on the game earlier, you know? Gronganadar says App X version 1 is updating faster than App Y version 20. Yeah, but you know, like, what's the size of the update? What's the scale? When you're working with a matured app that's got lots more complex systems in it, it becomes harder to develop stuff quicker. Like, there's always a chalking it up. And I just think trying to do that direct comparison right now doesn't make a lot of sense. When it's more developed and you're looking at, like, you know, Minecraft puts out a drop or a big update, and then so does Hytale in the same year, and it's all about, maybe it's like, maybe Minecraft does the end update and Hytale does some sort of like big thematic new builds, new mobs update as well. Then you could probably compare them a little more, but right now they're two games in very different situations. Very different situations. Right, so we're going to do a bit of weathering and waxing. Did I use bulbs? I think I did, and I'm low on bulbs again, so let's go grab some bulbs. You found out today that you can scroll through the bundle on a controller, a game changer. Yeah, that's huge. I did wonder the other day when I was showing Joe and Skiz and explaining that you can scroll through the bundle, because the game doesn't really tell you can do that, but it's a thing. I did start to wonder, how's that work on console? Oh, wait a minute, we need the aged ones. Oh, that's a point. I should be aging these to make them more useful. How have I not thought of that yet? How? Okay, right. Well, new mission. We're going to go age some blocks. Fair enough. That works. How do you scroll through the bundle? Yeah, that's the other question. How do you do it? I don't have a controller. I don't play with a controller. I mean, I do have a controller, just not with Minecraft. To be honest, I think even Hytale Minecraft players will think Minecraft will always have players including you and Hermitcraft. Do you mean there'll be a large crossover that play both? Like, I find it hard to see myself not playing Minecraft in the future. But I've also played it for 15 years and it's had zero competition. It's not like Minecraft has weathered a bunch of storms that have come its way. It's just it's been the only Minecraft game, right? It's the only one like this. So there's no competition. Now we go into a period where there's competition, and who knows what that means. Hytale might end up just becoming the better choice for pursuing your creative endeavors. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of other stuff about Hytale that's interesting too, like how its server works. Some of the fundamentals underneath it, especially with modding, they're all built out of like the Minecraft modding scene and server philosophy. So there's like this very similar way of doing things, which will just make it even easier for Hytale to kind of accommodate the way players and communities use Minecraft. There were hundreds of clones in the early years, but not anymore, says Grognardish. I remember seeing a lot of clones at some point. Like, mostly I saw them on places like the Apple Marketplace or Android, like mobile games, and they all just looked like terrible, sloppy clones. And none of them were serious competitors. But I never looked into it deeply or anything. It could be that market just faded away with time. But none of them struck me as being, you know, really good competition. Just cheap clone stuff, you know? Multi-threading possible. Yeah, better fundamentals for performance in there too, sure. Alright, so we want a redstone torch, and then we want some more blocks. Like these ones. I'll tell you what, I'll use the already waxed ones. And then we'll do a little bit of stripping it back. How long are we into this stream? Half an hour. Everything always takes longer in this game. That's one of the things I'd love to see them change, is like really streamline elements of the game a bit more. You know. But hey. I'm gonna sound like a broken record at this point. Let's move the topic on. Because it feels like every stream lately we moan about inventory management or something like it. That one there's actually like a fair bit higher. I don't mind doing... Actually, now that I look at that again, I'm like... No, I think I want all of this to be high. It doesn't have to be the same as the other one. Just do what feels right. Okay. We're changing tact again. We want those blocks and those ones. We're going to make this... Oh, wait a minute. They go back. Okay, well, you know, they also go back. We'll get there in the end. It's always like this. Yeah. Yeah, go back by one. Okay, let's moaning. What's something that makes you smile, X, says Kendi. Art and cinema, let's say. I've really been enjoying rewatching Breaking Bad and then watching some movies and stuff lately. I watched my favorite movie. Like, when people ask me, what's your favorite movie? I always go on this little tangent about, oh, I don't like answering questions like that. But a while ago, I found a list of my favorite movies from when I was like 15 or something. And I looked at them, and there was stuff on there that I still like today. I still think's great, and I'm glad that, like, I found those movies and that they meant something to me. But top of that list was Dead Poets Society. And I was like, yeah, I love that movie. It moved me so much as a kid. And I went and rewatched it, and it is every bit as beautiful and fantastic as I remember it. And I think just whoever you are, it's worth giving it a try. It's such a beautiful movie. And oh, Captain, my Captain, indeed, yeah. Oh, it's a real tearjerker as well. Made me tear up watching it again. It's just so powerful and moving. It's so, like, it just really works on several levels. Like, there's a lot that's just emotional and direct that you can take in and understand, and then you can linger on it a little bit more, especially the lessons Mr. Keating is trying to get across to his students. You know, it's really powerful stuff, especially if you're a young person. And watching it again made me realize, like, how much I loved it and why it was my favorite movie, and therefore still is, I think, having seen it again recently. You watched it and loved it, says Powerboss. I'm glad to hear it, man. It's such a good movie, right? See, now we got what's your top 3 movies, says Serladin. And this is where okay, Dead Poets Society, definitely number 1, but like now I have to scramble through my brain to try and remember like other movies, because there's lots that I really like. One of my other favorite movies is Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. I'm not going to tell you that this is some amazing movie that will change your life. It's just a movie that I saw as a kid, and I think what happened is I was sick, right? And for some reason, I think I like watched it and recorded it in the morning, and then I just decided to watch it again, right? So I'd watch it twice in one day, which is something you would probably do when you're younger. You like that with media. You like something, so you watch it again. I think when you get older, you tend to gravitate towards like watching different stuff more. Anyway, I'd watched it in the morning, watched it again in the middle of the day, and then in the evening it was just on telly, right? And so I was like, oh, I'll just watch it again, and I watched it like 3 times in one day, and then every now and then I go and watch it again, and then at some point I was like, I think it was during the pandemic, I like watched it again then, and now I watch it like once a year on my birthday. I will just watch that movie. And I love watching Tommy Lee Jones just bark orders at people. He's just like an incredibly competent person going around taking control of a situation. I really like that kind of character. It's like, it makes you think, dang, if I'd like to be in a job like that and be that good at it. Like, it's like meaningful work done competently. Volcano is one of those perfectly made genre B movies that hits just right. Yeah, that's what it is for me. And it's like, it's just a personal indulgence to enjoy that movie. I'm not gonna sit here and proclaim there's some like hidden genius to it or anything. It's just like, hey, that's my little movie. I love that. One of your favorites was Saving Private Ryan, and then the Bond film. Saving Private Ryan is a credible movie. The opening sequence to that one is whew, bit of cinema history right there. Fight Club? I think Fight Club might be up there in my list of favorite movies. What do I think about age verification for Minecraft chat? I don't like it, but today I had the opportunity to look into how it's going to be done, and Microsoft isn't doing it. They're outsourcing it to a third-party company, and the way in which this third-party company does it is actually, it's about halfway there to the right way of doing it. They're transparent about what they do, and they claim that they're going to delete your data after 24 hours, which is what you want, right? You get it verified, and then the data gets deleted. They also don't pass on that information to Microsoft. That's another good thing. They're not forwarding your information. They're just telling the company, we verified it and you're of age. Now, the problem is that they are a private company. They would have an incentive to use that data to maximize shareholder value. And there isn't a fully transparent way to see and verify that your data gets deleted. So there's an element of trusting in the third-party company there. That's where it could be better. But the basics, if they're doing what they say they are, they're not passing your information on to whoever they're verifying you for, and then they delete your data after 24 hours, that's good. That's the good way of doing it. I mean, I'm not in favor of this age identification stuff at all, but if we're going ahead with it, and we will get compromised into complying on occasion because there's a service or something we want to use, and now we've got to do the age verification thing, you want the company behind that to be doing it the right way. And it looks like if we can trust them to do what they say they're going to do, and they're not going to secretly stash our data, then they're doing it the right way. Which is good, because there's no, like, this law's been introduced and they haven't been told what the best practice way to implement this stuff is. It's just like, you know, go and figure it out. And I don't like that. Have I ever seen The Shawshank Redemption? Yes. And that would be another movie to put on the top list. I love that one. And that was one I wanted to watch again. I go watch that one quite often. It's such a nice movie. Favorite horror movie? God, there's loads. I used to watch lots and lots of horror. Not so much anymore. Kind of lost its edge with me. Just you kind of get a bit numb to the scares and stuff over time. Good Will Hunting will forever be on your list. I like that movie too. That's another good one. Have I watched the mystical Citizen Kane? Yes, I've seen Citizen Kane. I remember enjoying it, but it didn't leave like a massive impact on me. I have tried to watch some of those old ones. Oh, the other day I watched The Great Escape. That movie really holds up. I've seen that movie a lot of times, and it's just as good as I remember. I don't remember the last time I saw it, but definitely saw it a lot when I was a kid. They used to play it in school, you know? Like, you'd turn up for your English lesson, and the English teacher couldn't be bothered, so they'd just put on The Great Escape. I must have seen that movie, like, 6 or 7 times in school. And I really like it. I'm fond of it. Right, so we've got some darky spots here. I kind of put glow like in there in a not so subtle space, so I might repeat that over here. Like, what if we just put it there? That kind of works. It's not too obvious as well. Alright, and now we're going to put a bamboo farm over here. That's the plan. Now we go into engineering mode. I did what on purpose? Chat's like, the flow of chat has just changed for a moment there, and then one person put he did it on purpose, and I have no idea. I said 6, 7, did I? They are numbers, you know. Are you counting the amount of times I say 1, 2? Or 3-4. Yo, we got noises in the air. We got Saber Jez here for 2 months. We got Imagineer Dave coming in with a raid. And Jacket Fracket here for 24. That's 2 whole years. Thank you, my dude. Appreciate it. I said 6 to 7 times, apparently. I didn't even remember what I was talking about. Y'all have got to stop reading into stuff. The amount of times I get a comment where it's like, oh, Battlefield 3 reference. And I'm like, nope. Don't even play that game. Oh, you're referencing Marvel. It's like, nope, don't even watch those movies. And there'll be a timestamp, and I'll go back and listen to it, and it won't even be obvious to me. It'll be like, got no idea what you're on about, mate. No idea. Isn't that a Hermitcraft reference, Zender Dan? Probably is if I'm playing on the server, man. Probably is. Oh. Don't know what that was. That was like squeaky, squeaky Mickey Mouse voice for you there. Oh, okay. Right, so we are going to be in this area, but I'm literally going to be building there, so that's a problem. Now we're going to rip out some of this stone so we can just kind of visualize a bit more the space we have. I think there might be a villager there. There is. And you're in a minecart. That area there is spoilers. Let's go ahead and put down a torch and just block this off for the time being. Not sure that was really necessary, but there you go. Okay, and now I've got to explain what this bamboo farm is and how we're going to do it. Here's the idea that I had. Let's go find... we've got to go up there. It's really weird, this base. You know, you're standing here, there's a little walk in that direction. No, you gotta use the labyrinth and go over here. Typical. Yeah. That was not successful. Maybe we'll try this. Go up, drop down onto it. There you go. Right, so this farm, this is what we're doing. Sugarcane farm, right? Hasn't filled up again. We adjusted this so that it runs on the decaying of the item that it produces. Now, what I realized today in terms of a bamboo farm is that if we're going to run it on a clock, this will require a lot of vertical space. And really, we can just run the clock a little more consistently and not have to have it grow as high as much, right? That means we're just running it on a regular clock, which takes away this kind of cool idea of using the bamboo despawn timer, right? So we're very much going to see a repeat of this farm, probably with the observers. I'm not going to end up using that method that I showed in that video because I don't know, I just feel like doing it this way. Like, that was a very early game farm and I just kind of want to do something a little different. So do we have an Allay in our bamboo farm picking up the bamboo, bringing it back here and just running it on a clock that goes a little more frequently? That feels like the logical conclusion of investigating this idea. But is there a better way to do it? Is there something more interesting we can throw in the mix? I'm all ears. We can put bamboo on mud blocks and just collect with hoppers below, so we can eliminate the need for an allay. Allays are also very annoying to work with. What about the observer pointing to detect growth stages? Yeah, I'm definitely not keen on doing that. That's the way it's always done. So I'm looking to just do it a little differently, and we'll probably use observers to chain the signal across the top of the pistons again, because it's kind of fun to activate it that way. You thought we were decorating a farm in a new way. No, I want to design it differently. That's the point. You like the idea of using the Allay because hoppers and minecarts get used so much. It's so true. Yeah, I think maybe sticking with the Allay is nice. So what about the timing? Is there anything interesting we can do with the timing? Because I don't think there's a way to, like, do this but make it go every minute. Like, you're just building a redstone clock at that point. The point with this is that that replaces a bunch of redstone circuitry. As soon as you introduce redstone circuitry, you might as well be building a clock. So I can't really think of another way to do it. Any suggestions in chat are welcome. But I guess it's kind of looking like we'll probably just do this again. Like literally what you see here, but with a manual timer. Daylight sensor to comparator, that triggers several times a day. Yeah, it does, but I'm not sure if it's the intervals are regular, right? Tripwire with an observer facing activated by the Allay flying around. I like that. That's a cool idea. It would probably be a tad inconsistent. Arrows last a minute, right? Same deal, but with a dispenser facing downwards. Pain to restock, though. I like that idea. I like that it's an arrow. You're a good point, though. It's just a pain to restock, unfortunately. Now, a fired arrow can be picked up, and it takes a minute to despawn. It doesn't despawn into an item, does it? Actually, this arrow wouldn't, because it's an infinity arrow. You need a properly fired one. Chicken randomized clock. Jukebox, then you can choose the time by which disc is in and out. That's great, actually. I'm going to make a disc farm before long. So I could come back and replace it with that just to show that that's possible. Can't you trade with villagers for arrows, says Crazy Giraffe. I think the point would be that you replace a clock that does the job with... Now I have to trade several times a day to get arrows to keep it running. Like, we're probably not going to find an amazing different way of doing it, but the point of doing things differently is to put more ideas in the arsenal of redstone. Like, because this is actually a really great way to do it. Joe says there's 3 hours in the shopping district. True. I don't want to keep running around refilling it, though. I'm just hoping there's like an interesting idea here. You can maybe have a skulk sensor with a delay set to detect a breaking block that fires the pistons. Like, keep it in a loop. I think the best idea I've heard is to do the jukebox. We don't really have access to that right now, but I could come back and do that when I have more discs. So I think it sounds to me like there's probably not much more to this than a standard redstone clock, but it's nice to investigate the ideas that are possible. So if we come back over here, we were looking at the layout of the farm. Basically, we get to plant the bamboo on any block type we like. So maybe we'll pick something a little unusual. When I say any, I mean any that bamboo can be planted on, because we don't need to use mud. Is it possible to make a clock with a copper golem? Yeah, it is. It is very easy, because you can run them in a loop and run them over a pressure plate, right? So what if the copper golem walks up and down the farm? The Allay puts the items into the chest, and the copper golem brings them to us. And then when it does, that's going to be a bit later. I think we should try that. I think that's going to be infinitely more interesting than the alternative. Okay. Sounds like we've got an idea. Now, what does bamboo get planted on? I feel like there should be bamboo somewhere in here. It's because one of these is dedicated to bamboo. Here we go. 5 pieces. Is that all I get? Rubbish. Make the golem walk through cobwebs. Another... Oh, then the Allay would get caught in it as well. That's interesting, though. There are ways to slow it down. I was thinking we probably don't need to slow it down. I could have it walk on soul sand in the middle. Right, I'm going to look at what bamboo can be planted on next. And then we could put ice. Can you put ice under soul sand and make it even slower? So, like, that's how we control timing. We've got it. We've got the idea that just makes it different and fits the theme of our base perfectly. I'm looking on the wiki and I'm not sure what category is the bit where it tells you what blocks it can go on. Can be planted on moss, pale moss, grass, dirt, coarse dirt, rooted dirt, gravel, mycelium, podzol, sand, red sand, suspicious gravel, mud, muddy mangrove roots. I kind of like the idea of putting it on mud next to the soul sand. Now that might make you think that we've got like loads of hoppers underneath, but we ain't. We ain't. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out. We ain't going out like that. We're using mud, sucker. Right, where are we at? I felt like I made... Oh, do you know what I did? I made a load of mud in the big room, and then I put it in the ceiling. There might be a bunch lying around in the chest, I'm not sure, or we might have to make more, in which case we need more dirt. So luckily I got my hands on more of that. Oh, I collected some more andesite for Tango, by the way. Tell him he can come and collect andesite from my base if ever he's in need of it. Right, let me get my chat stuff back on the other screen. We're good. We got over 1,000 peeps tuned in this morning. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. Be sure to hit the follow button here on Twitch. I'll be streaming tomorrow, an hour and 15 minutes from... No, wait. No. Tomorrow I'll be... Oh, now I can't do numbers in my head. No! I'll be streaming 2 3/4 hours earlier than this time. So if you want to like make note of that because you want to be here, then you know, do that. But yeah, I'll be streaming again tomorrow. It's a Hermitcraft live stream weekend. Go check out the schedule on live.hermitcraft.com. We got Joe Hills up next, and I believe maybe tomorrow Joe's after me, or maybe it was Ren tomorrow. Should we use bamboo blocks in our bamboo farm as the walls? I think that could look interesting. Let's go do that. Right, I'm going to show you a little glitch that happens with bamboo. And I'm fairly sure this is a glitch. Oh, there you go. Joe's confirming it. So Joe's next today, and then Ren's tomorrow. Oh. That's... You remember the string torch? That's that. Okay. Watch this. I'm going to break every bamboo in front of us. Okay, one survived. Oh, I'm starting to think this might not actually be a glitch. One survived. Okay, let's try it again. Maybe it's when I break, like, more than just the one. So basically, what's been happening is I come out here and I do this. And then, on occasion, I turn around and there's still bamboo that I could have swore I like, chopped down a moment ago. But now I'm starting to think that actually, now that I'm like deliberately paying more attention to this process, I think it's actually just a case of you don't actually insta-break all of them. Hi, buddy. So never mind. Maybe it's not a glitch. It's probably just me. It's usually just me, right? Old man Xisuma. Cognitive decline. All of that. I'm in my cognitive decline years, people. Ah, the old I found a bug but I can't reproduce it, says Night Dares. I think it was more like now that I go to explain it and pay more attention to what's happening, I realize now I see what's actually happening. Because basically I've come over here and I'm like, you know, I'm not recording, I'm doing other stuff. I'm listening to some music, I'm watching a movie, I'm just gathering some bamboo, and I swipe it all down, I turn around and I'm like, wait a minute, some of these are like, haven't broken? I thought it was like a client server desync thing, so like when you turn around, it just like reloads that bit of the chunk, and it's like, no, there's still bamboo here. But yeah, anyway, I thought I found an interesting bug. Nope, just found out that I'm me. That's all I learned. Alright, so we collected all of that. We'll use that as the walls. Right. Now we need to make a harness. I'm not going to do this straight away, but we need to make a harness and then pick up an animal and then take it to Joe. That we can do close to the end of the stream. That guy shouldn't wander away too far, you know? Grog says, I'm in cognitive decline too. I am. The bug is getting more frequent. Yep. It just happens with age. I think the best thing to do is, one, not to worry about it too much, but just, if you feel like it's getting to you a bit, just sharpen up your skills. Try and be a bit more attentive. And, yeah, I just now try and put a bit more effort into what are seemingly simple things that require a little bit of attention. Right, do you know what I really fancy before I make another one of these? I am just absolutely in the mood for another cup of tea today. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. I've been fiending on the stuff. So, we're going to build a bamboo farm in this space here. Let's switch to standing as well. Now, don't be thinking I'm going to go away for too long now. I'll come back in just a moment. But yeah, maybe go check out the schedule while I'm sorting myself out here. But yeah, I'm going to make another cup of tea, peeps. Tea is in my blood now. It definitely is. I only drunk half of this. That is ridiculous. Right. Oh, sorry. Banged the mic. Time to go make a cup of tea. Alright, the kettle is boiling. Do you know what? It's good to have a, what's this? Donkey Kong? When X said decay earlier, I had to stop myself from yelling. What was I going to say? I totally forgotten. Yeah, having a little break midstream is actually really nice and pleasant. I like it. Alright, so we're going to do redstone. We need an ender chest. And I need to put those torches back in it. What we need to think about before we do all the bamboo stuff is probably the collection system. Right, and we could do this with observers. We're going to use pistons and possibly... No, repeaters wouldn't work for what I've got in mind. Anyway, we've got to do a little bit of work with the layout, figure out how the collection system works, probably give ourselves enough space for some wiggle room. Don't put it too close to this. And then build it up. So that's what we'll do next. Anyway, kettle's boiled. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience, people. I'm back. And we're ready to do this. We are ready to do this. Ha! I'm Genosha says, making good tea is an art and X is an artist. And here I am, trying to stir it as quickly as possible, thinking, oh man, this thing's gonna be weak. It needs more time to stir, but like, I gotta do the stream, man. I gotta do the stream. Alright, so there's gonna be like the hopper for us to come over here and collect. I also wanted to like add an auto crafting system, so consider that. Coloured water. Oh. It is coloured water. So then that gives us our mud on either side. Soul sand in the middle. Bamboo goes on the mud. Pistons. I'm going to go over here. I did say we'd use bamboo on the walls. And then we need the walls to continue up from there. There might be some need for some slight, I think I might be able to get away. Yeah, I'll be able to figure that one out somehow. This guy just stands here all day long anyway. So when I did all my testing with the copper golem, I got some stuff with trapdoors to work, but you kind of have to isolate it in a long direction from anything else. And this thing should be isolated by these, but it's not. So it looks at something in the distance and tries to pathfind there. So the only way you can have trapdoors actually work with their pathfinding is if there's literally nothing else for them to do. And unfortunately, I created too perfect of an environment when testing to realize that. Now, in terms of height, looking at it level is kind of okay. I kind of like the idea of it maybe being a block higher, but then you want to see down into this farm and see the Allay and the copper golem working together. So I think we'll keep the height the same. This layout looks absolutely fine. Then bamboo blocks next. Wait, I've got them on me. What am I doing? So bamboo above and below, but when I say above, we need to power these pistons too. So we've got that look going on. I'm now starting to think moss might actually look better than mud. But yeah, I like that, and then that'll go above. Now, observers are going to run through here to power the pistons. Like that, and then the bamboo continues above it. Might want to put a light source somewhere in here, just... I think I might put the light source, like, on the ceiling. Huh, there we go. Light source on the ceiling sounds kind of cool, actually. The default tool is an axe. What is X building? We're building a copper golem and Allay powered bamboo farm. Yo, what if they added a mob that like interacts with crops and chops them down for you? Like, that would be so cool. That would be such a cool new way to farm. Just have a little creature running around chopping down the bamboo and replanting it. Oh my god, that would be... Like, do you know what my brain just thought? I want to see that in Hytale. You know what I mean? Maybe they could do that in Hytale. Just add like a creature that does some of the farming for you. Maybe you've got to then feed it and stuff. Villager. Yeah, that's true. That exists for crops, doesn't it? It exists for crops. Very good point. Why did I come back here again? Moss blocks, I believe. That's a good point, but they don't work on all crops, right? I'm thinking bamboo. We know we can't do it on bamboo. So you're going to let me off the hook on that one, aren't you, chat? Aren't you now? Maybe some crying obsidian in the ceiling. That'll probably be too dark of a light source. But we'll see. You've been watching Hermitcraft since Season 7. Well, thanks for sticking with us. That's a long time. That was like 6 years or something. Yeah. Well, it was in 2020. It's like 5-6 years ago. Wow. So yeah, I think these will look better. Yeah, that immediately looks better to me. Maybe actually, no, wait. Soul Sand is to slow the copper golem down, so we keep Soul Sand in the middle. We might put ice under it, was the other thing. Now, oh, I think I've just had another stroke of genius. Another stroke of genius. Okay, I think I got it, right? Oh, this is interesting. So rather than put the auto crafter at the front, why don't we have the copper golem bring us the auto crafted block? Because then it's like the Allay takes the bamboo to the back, and then the copper golem brings the crafted block to the front. So this means at the back of the farm, wherever it is, we're going to have the copper chest like there. So now we kind of need to dig out the space to know where that's going to be. I am liking this project because we are finding new ways of doing stuff. And that is what I technically always do, but I feel like we're a little more creative than usual these days. The copper golems made all of that possible. So somewhere around here, we're going to reach the point where it's like, nope, there's a farm there. And that'll be as far as we go with this one. I guess I need a shovel, going to need torches, going to need stuff to do stuff. Who would have thought? How'd you get stuff done with other stuff? Oh, soul soil might look better for the center. Probably would. It's a cleaner block, isn't it? Hey, I got a shovel now. How much does it slow you down by? Wait. Soul soil doesn't slow you down. Why? Oh, I don't understand that suggestion now. Okay, put that back, put that back. Right, let's go up here. Soul soil is a full block. That as well, yeah, it's also a full block. I mean, it's the fact that it slows you down. It doesn't need to be a full block. It just needs to slow you down. So let's say that is pretty much as far as we're going to go right there. I guess you could stay... Well, you're in a minecart, so we'll just let you hang around for a little bit. And we got a noise in the ear. It's FM Dumplings coming at 20 gifted. My goodness me, 20 of them. That is some supreme generosity right there. Thank you so much, my dude, for supporting our community. To the peeps who are tuned in, come back to the chat and just check if it were you and say thanks. That's all I ask. Quick check, say thank you. It's a simple thing. And if you got one, it also gives you access to the Let's Play Minecraft Together server and our Discord server as well. If you'd like to join a community of like-minded peeps, maybe find some new friends, a new place to play, any type of subscription gets you access. And we've had lots of new people playing on the server. We periodically showcase what people are up to on the server as well. I don't do that on these live stream weekends though, because this is about Hermitcraft today, but hey, if you got one, ask in chat if you're interested. They'll point you in the right direction. They'll show you how to get involved. Yeah, thank you again, Dumplings. Appreciate it. And we got Still Seal here with the Prime. Thank you so much, my dude. Thanks for supporting the channel. And yeah, can't say thanks enough. I say it so much. Y'all are amazing. Appreciate you. Okay, we kind of don't need this floor level here cleared out. I've just realized, like, I keep having a picture of hoppers running underneath in my head, but like, no, we're not doing that. So like, this would all be level. Oh, do you know what happened to me the other day? I died and lost all of my diamonds. Yeah, that really sucked. I've not XP logging in is not confirmation that XP is listening. FM Dumplings, thank you so much for your generosity, my dude, and thank you for subscribing as well. 6 months, very much appreciated. Half a year. Oh, I should say hello. Just in my own little world, aren't I? So yeah, it's like that all the way down to the end here. Then we need space to do the redstone. This thing will probably be a little bit higher. And I've got several ideas on how we can like use a timing mechanism in this thing. It's going to be interesting because we're going to try and extract a time without introducing too much time manipulating redstone, right? That's the goal. We might end up using a mild clock or something, but the goal is to have the natural rhythm of the copper golem do it for us.
Oh, yeah. It's FedXP.
Whoa! He's visiting. Hi. It's got those done. Look at that. Look at... Oh, I get a whole diamond. Thank you, Mr. Oh, that is amazing. I'm going to say that every time he logs in now. Even when I'm not streaming and no one's listening. Oh, that's great. That's great. Awesome. Oh, yeah, look, that one points straight down. So we're not having this at the front anymore. That means this part of the build can come a little closer to where we currently are. That horn, by the way, is hilarious. This can also go back that way a little bit since we've got the blocks on us. Soul soil we do not need. Chuck it into here for now. Right, now I've got to do the thing and figure out this redstone puzzle. So I'm a little concerned about the range of the Allay. Let's do what I do these days and refer to the wiki because mistakes are sad face. Hey, when did I make that cup of tea, by the way? I think it's time to start drinking the cup of tea. All right, it's chat time. Yo, After Laughter, thank you for 3 months, my dude. Woozy Plays coming in with the Prime. True Void here for 3 months. Thank you so much for your support and subscriptions. Appreciate it ever so much. Oh, that was a great time to remember. That is definitely a slightly weaker cup of tea, but still, it's a hot bevy. So we're going to look up on the Allay. But chat, I'm taking your messages. It's chitty chat time. I think I want to control F range. The Allay locks onto the player who last gave it an item. The Allay follows a player from up to 64 blocks. That's not quite what we're looking for here. You need another observer at the start of the chain to power the first piston in that setup. And you don't need the last one, says Conview. Yep. We'll figure all of that out when we get to it. FM Dumpling says, when hermits end their stream, do they raid the next one? That's correct, yeah. That's correct. And we'll be raiding Joe. I plan on going over to Joe in-game, so we've got about 40 minutes to figure this farm out today. Cute Pyro says, what's my favourite sweet? I don't like sweets. I don't eat sweets. On occasion, I'll have a couple, but I have a general rule of thumb not to eat sweets and desserts. I just stick to, like, food as food. The Allay can pick up items within a radius of about 1.3 blocks of itself. If the Allay hears a note block play within 16 blocks of its location while delivering items, it delivers the items to the note block instead. So it has to be within 16 blocks. That's interesting. That might mean this farm isn't as big as I want it to be. What is your favourite treat yourself, then? It can still be a healthy item. Homemade ice cream, which is basically just milk and protein powder and fruit. And then I like protein yogurts like Kvarg. And there's these protein mousses, like chocolate mousse that's protein. Those are like my equivalent of treats or desserts. But, you know, when I go for Sunday lunch and there's all these desserts and stuff, I just pass. It's like I've just told myself for so long not to that I don't bother now. It doesn't even bother me. I just don't really bother with desserts and stuff. When I'm abroad, it's a little bit different because like everything's foreign and interesting looking and you want to try everything. I think that was 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, the Allay does drift about a bit, so we can probably take, like, an extra couple of blocks here. But But we need space for redstone as well. So I'd say the furthest back we're going to go is probably somewhere around here. So we'll try and fit our redstone. We're going to need more space than this, so I'm going to try and fit it into this area, is the idea. Alright. If you want a healthy dessert type of drink, get Fairlife chocolate milk. It tastes so good. I'd love some chocolate milk. I'll probably just make my own though, just mix in some cocoa powder and milk. Like I had some on holiday years ago in Wales. There was this, like literally just like a little bit of farming building on the side of the road. Like an old. I keep thinking of the word shed, but it's not a shed. Like one of those old buildings made out of stone and wood, and it looks like it's over 100 years old, and it's rickety, and there's a few of them, and the animals are inside. Like it was that. It was completely unmanned, and it was full of cows, and they just had like a help yourself cow dispensary. A stable, yeah, you might call it a stable. It's a bit more like, I think they would be more like general purpose buildings for farming. A barn, definitely more like a barn, but these ones were on the small side. Like there's a lot of them in Wales, just these like small structures that are kind of like the size of a big room, I guess. Maybe like the width of a regular house, but like nothing massive. And there was like 3 or 4 of them together. A hut, definitely bigger than a hut. I mean, but how, like, where does a hut start and end, John Drinkwater says open-sided, ? Yes, open-sided ones. So like a bit of shelter, they're not particularly big, open-sided. Sometimes they are, sometimes. Anyway, this one, I'm trying to paint you a picture of something very rural, rustic. There's animals there, there's equipment lying around, a lot of it's rusty. Anyway, you pull up and you just help yourself to some milk, right? You pay for it. And then they have a bunch of like syrup nozzles, and you can just put in a squirt of chocolate syrup, and it's like a very mild chocolatey milkshake when you shake it up. I love that kind of cuisine because I don't have a lot of sugar. If I go get a milkshake from Five Guys, it knocks me on the floor. There's so much sugar in it. I had a peanut butter one when I was in, I think it was Milton Keynes once, and like, honestly, it knocked me over. I pretty quickly just felt all of that sugar rushing through my body. I didn't feel great. And I remember I put the milkshake in a bin. I hate wasting food, but I was like, I cannot consume more of this. There is so much sugar going into my body right now. So because I'm very like sugar sensitive, I can really enjoy milder stuff. So having a little bit of chocolate syrup in some regular milk, like, I don't need spoonfuls of sugar in there to enjoy something sweet like that, which I really like. As someone from the Milton Keynes area, I feel bad for you visiting. Milton Keynes isn't that bad. It's a bit of I don't want to say failed experiment, but I just feel like the layout, they tried it and it's very car-centric and kind of devoid of a bit of personality, I think, a bit of culture. It's not great to walk around Milton Keynes. You have to drive everywhere. It's very, very much designed like American cities are, I believe. Okay, let's get something done. So, Copper Golem is going to drop items off here. So we're going to have this type of chest down the bottom here, probably with hoppers underneath, and probably very accessible to the Copper Golem. So we're looking at that chest then feeding into a bunch more chests right in front of it. Might redo this to make it look a little more interesting. Might give it like multiple chests in a row. Would probably look better. Probably want the height to be a little bit low. Actually, maybe we do this now. Maybe we tile them like that. So there's 3 options. I don't have any more there. 3 of them side by side. You can continue looking into the farm. Probably going to push them back by 1 block, just so there's a bit more breathing space here. And yeah, that's where the Copper Golem is going to appear at this end and drop off those items. So that's that done. Now it's going to walk through the middle, hopefully, all the way back across this soul sand. When it gets somewhere around the back here, that's where we're going to have this copper chest. And it's going to pull out the items. And maybe when items... No, wait. I got it the wrong way around. This is the one that feeds in an auto-crafted... yeah, an auto-crafted bamboo block, right. So now we need a note block for the Allay, a hopper for the Allay, we got that. An auto-crafter of some sort, and then some redstone for the auto-crafting will become necessary. How would copper golems move on ice? It would be fun to watch them slip and slide over in their starting position. I think we might put ice underneath the soul sand at some point, is the idea. It's a horrible place to drive around as well, though, says the Life of Old. I'd agree with that. It's not particularly nice driving through Milton Keynes, but then I'm just not a fan of driving, really. Everything's just a bit bland and grey, is its problem. All that tarmac, grey buildings. You was in Milton Keynes a few years back for an MCR show. Hopefully I'll never have to go there again. I have missed out on going to the Milton Keynes Bowl a couple of times, and I really want to go just because it's like another venue. But I remember, I think it was Rammstein were set to play there one year, and I was in charge of getting tickets. And I can't remember quite what happened. I can't remember if I got the tickets in the end, because I definitely remember missing the time. I was like... So I do everything by my Google Calendar, but occasionally your Google Calendar changes things for you. And I've 100% caught it. I've suspected this. This is not old man Xisuma talking. Like, I had something in my calendar a while back. 100% remember putting it in. It was very important. Not only did I put in an entry on the day, I put in like an entry that says, hey, this thing's happening in a week. Don't forget it. I can tell you what that is, actually. That was the... Season 8 world download on the marketplace. So all of that was booked in. I made sure of it. And when the time came, it was not on my calendar. And like I 100% remember putting it in. So I think what happens on occasion is that there's some sort of like desync where I enter things on my computer and they don't turn up on my phone. And I've done all this like double checking to make sure all the calendars display correctly on my phone and stuff. So there's something going on there. But anyway, on this particular day, many, many years ago, I think it was pre-pandemic, maybe like 2018, I was out and about, and then all of a sudden I get an alarm on my phone, and what the calendar had done is it had changed. I think this is how I learned this. If you put the time on your calendar entry, it changes it into a time on your calendar instead of being a whole day event. So now I always make sure that I put something in and it's a whole day event, because I want to wake up in the morning and see that I have to do this thing later in the day. Did we have another hype train? I've just noticed. We did. I'll play the animation for y'all. There was a hype train going on. I didn't even notice. Thank you for the hype train, people. Enjoy the animations while we're standing here chatting about Google Calendar. This is scaring you because you use Google Calendar, says Sussistic. Well, I would say just like... you know, like, if it hasn't happened to you, don't worry about it. I think it's probably like a rare synchronizing thing. You know, everything is susceptible to a glitch, and you know, overall it's a good service that works, but I've now confirmed that it does on occasion have hiccups, and I've experienced them. Maybe sometimes they're my own fault, but I've definitely seen it where it's Google's fault, right? Anyway, so the Rammstein thing, like, I'm out and about and then I get a notification on my phone that I'm supposed to be buying Rammstein tickets, so I have to rush home. And then I think I got them, but then for some reason in the end I couldn't go. But that was me missing out on my opportunity to go to the Milton Keynes Bowl, basically. Right, so there's several ways we can feed this into there. This is striking me as the better option so far. We put a container, like a dropper, in front of that. And then we need the Allay to drop... Actually, no, that's not the better layout. We want this thing to face downwards. So we want a block above. If we have that face downwards and we display the crafting on that side, we have a container there. That will allow this thing to craft into the container and the items to flow into there. Then at this level here, we have our... Oh, this is interesting. Because now we need to power our note block in a particular way. Yes, this is actually all adding up very well so far. I think this is going to work. We need a head on top of that, and then we need to power it through another block, hidden behind, that also leaves us enough space to do the redstone for this. I think it's possible. So now we need a spare head. I know where they are. I can go grab one. I need a couple of observers, which I think are in this chest over here. Hey, y'all are loving the animation. Yeah, the Puka's incredible. Puka made those. Okay, let's go get a player head. Face directly into the copper chest. No. No, there's a reason I didn't want to do that. There's a reason I didn't want to do that. You are right, it can be done, but there was a reason I didn't want to. Just had to remember why. Ren! We're going to make a Ren-powered... So we've made an EFO-powered wheat farm, a false-powered sugarcane, and now a Ren-powered bamboo farm. Never mind about Rammstein, but gutting about MK Bowl. Dude, I wanted to see Rammstein again. I've had some amazing times watching that band. Dude, like, I was next to a guy who, like, climbed into this rubber... Okay, so, I'm jumping into the middle of the story. Rammstein have a crazy live show, and their keyboard guy gets in a rubber dinghy and goes around the crowd, and it, like, collapsed next to where I was. I had a feeling this might happen. So I helped them, like, push the rubber dinghy back up, and then the guy next to me wanted to go in it, so I helped him climb in the rubber dinghy with the Rammstein keyboardist, and then they were just rocking out together for a while. It was hilarious. You was only joking. Oh, dude, you made my heart skip a beat. Rammstein, incredible band. I really enjoy playing their songs on guitar as well. All right, that'll do. In fact, I kind of don't want extra inventory clutter right now, do I? And that takes care of it. There you go. Inventory management with lava. Yeah, just looking at this again. How do I want to do the next bit? Because it might actually be better to have it go directly into that chest. The chest could also be too long, which could give us a little extra wiggle room behind the scenes to do stuff. What I want to detect... What do I want to detect? Really, this is about the copper golem going all the way down and back again, right? Maybe I can make it about this thing being empty to activate it. That I really think would work. That would be plenty of time. Or, what I was originally thinking is just the items passing through this sets it off. But that'll happen a lot more frequently. I think I'm going to do it based on that chest emptying. And maybe not even that. Maybe just use the observer updating. And then that way, like, if it starts to fill up more, it'll also activate. So you can just have it pretty much activate in a lot of scenarios, which will keep the whole thing going. So if we're going to do that, we're going to lower this by 1 block. I think I can get away with actually having it level. Do I want it to be level? I'm going to end up putting a block there. No, the hopper's just in the same place, isn't it? Right. Okay. Okay, so all of that stays in the same place. That can't be opened, which means the player... there's your catch. The golem won't be able to open that either. So we're going to go back to doing that with the hopper then. Where was it? There? And then that also means no double chest. That's fine. It does mean that reading the contents of this is a little awkward. I really want to get like the measurement of this. Do you know what? I could actually offset this by 1 block further back, and it wouldn't really matter too much. So that points into that. That would have to go into a container, into a hopper. Yep, okay. I can see it now. I can see the vision coming together. Again. Dude! You're in the way. I hate that it is that way, but that's the way it is. Okay, so this one then goes there. It's not having a good day. We need a container for it to go into. A barrel is probably a best choice because a barrel can be powered. It doesn't do anything. Whereas if you do a dropper, it might shoot the items out somewhere. So, depends on all the power. Then there's another problem, which is reading the contents of that. So no. Maybe this is 1 block lower. We need that to point downwards. We had it a moment ago. We had it, and then we overcomplicated. Maybe this goes 1 block higher. Could certainly do that. I feel like that's been spawning in pretty much the rough, exact same place each time. This stuff is a lot quicker when you're in creative mode. I'm not sure which way to do this now. What if this is 1 block lower and further forward? Hopper goes there. Then we can have our barrel. I think that's it. That's it. That's it right there. Okay, can we actually do what we're supposed to do? We will put a bunch of redstone here. So we're going to pull the signal, detect the change, use an observer to power that. And I think we can power this block directly to power that one. And if we do that, I think it means that we can put... Yeah, let me put together a little something here. We need another crafter and another observer. And a comparator. 2 comparators. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we pull the signal. That's going to have bamboo in it. We're going to leave it exactly as it is. Oh, do you know what? I can make this even more compact now that I think about it. Let's change this block here to an observer. Facing into that. So when that, it powers the crafter. You got it? Now, how are we going to activate that thing? Well, we're going to detect a change in signal strength. And we're going to do it here, where the observer can detect that. Now, all we've got to do next is make some more of these blocks, I think. Posture check time in chat. Posture check, I like it. So that thing there, and then this one here. This one we set to 8. So now we're going to detect when the one in the front is full. And it'll create 2 signals, and that can be a problem, but bamboo only creates something, I think, when it's full. So the double powering from here shouldn't be an issue. So now we've created a slick, compact little contraption that just needs 2 more things on it. One of those is an observer clock. And the other one is a wren dog head, because this is powered by a wren. Don't forget it. Yo, AddyEgg107, thank you for 3 months. You can't believe it's been 3 months already. Oh, the time it flies, doesn't it? The time it flies. Thank you so much. I could have swore I just asked for 1, and I just got 4 stacks of it. Whatever, it's stone. You know, every now and then you have like a crafting hiccup, and it's something really important, and it's like, oh, I just wasted all of that. Thanks, game. Not today. I guess I've got no stone in the inventory now, though. Right, so that note block... Is it being continuously powered? Let me do a little something here so I don't have to run around. Okay, I've noticed... Aha. There is something wrong with this. It keeps getting unequipped, and the mod that controls which bits of it you can see keeps unequipping. So I need to fix that. Yeah, there you go, look. Now we can see it's definitely being powered. And I was just checking that on the hopper. So I got an issue with that mod, need to fix. So from here... Well, it's building time, I think. Let's start... Yeah, no, we got a little bit more redstone to do, but we're going to get into the groove of building now. I think we might be able to plant our bamboo all the way up to there. Let's get our soul sand in place. Might need a little bit more light. Probably going to need a bit more stone to fill in some spaces. A Mumbo-powered useless machine would be funny. But what would it do if it were useless? Okay, I'm going to put bamboo around like this. That then covers like those little gaps that you can see through. The bamboo's going to go all the way up, as it will do on these sides, where we also have pistons. Yeah, I need to grab more stuff, don't I? Smoky Phoenix, my dude, number 73, coming in for 16 months. And we got CyberX Grave coming in with the gifted subs, my dude. Thank you so much for your generosity. Peeps in the chat, be sure to check back. No, actually, what I mean is peeps who are listening, don't be whistling. Come back to the chat and see if you got gifted a sub and say thanks if you did. Appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. Let's play the animation. Thank you so much for more gifted subs. Okay, well, those two blocks are next, so a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're going to need to sort out the light source real soon. And then the purpose of this soul sand is to slow down our copper golem. You can kind of stay right there, buddy. You've got the little torch to protect you. It's a villager's life. Condemned to a hole. Okay, so it looks like that being close to whatever's over there was never an issue. Oh, right. What's going on in chat? You can't whistle. Oh, really? I mean, I'm curious. That might be like a physical genetic. Maybe not genetic. Maybe just like a physical thing. Or maybe it could be something you could teach yourself to do. Like, that'd be a cool thing if you couldn't whistle. Like, figure it out and learn it. Right. All of that's looking as it should do. Lighting is going to be the next thing on the agenda. Let's put down a torch for a second, though, so all y'all can see. Then these blocks go up like so, right? The Allay should be competent enough to fly... Oh, as I say it out loud, I realise maybe not. But the Allay, in theory, should be able to reach up to here. And then we've got that, like so. And that's probably going to be the height of the farm for me. Like, as high as that, probably don't need any more. So this is where we now investigate what the ceiling is going to be. X, you seem like such a positive person. I choose to be positive. I choose to be positive in this life. You know? Not without common sense, not without reason. Oh! Oh, I'm drowning! Look on the bright side of life. Look at all this beautiful underwater. Let's enjoy the sensation of drowning. Like, no. Obviously, bad things can happen in life, but I think a lot of life is quite neutral, quite like part of a routine or normal, air quotes, and how you think about that normality. If you're gonna go around telling yourself everything's rubbish and everything's doom and gloom, well, you're probably more likely to feel that way if that's what you tell yourself. So I try and be positive and look on the bright side of life, you know. Let's now... Ugh. Not quite. Let's now head up here. So I think a streak of that through the middle. You know what? It's probably about the right light level, but it's a bit of a stark. It's a bit of a stark contrast. I can use copper in there. I think sea lanterns might be a good pick, but I like these. Maybe we just go full bright on this thing. I've done a lot of gloomy lighting. Yeah, actually, it's a little gloomy at the bottom, so let's go full bright on it. Going full bright today. If you only look for the bad, that's all you'll see, yeah. He also chooses to be sassy, says Bear. I can think of someone else who's like that. Xisuma, thank you ever so much for the prime. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you for the support. Hope you're doing well. So now, a little brighter up top, but not particularly bright at the bottom. I feel like this is a good way to do the lighting in here. This feels like we got it. Now, is there another block we could put where the bamboo can meet that without it being bamboo? Like something greenish? I don't want to do moss again. Maybe mossy cobble. Melon blocks would be kind of fun. Then I'd have to scramble around looking for melon blocks to finish the build, so no. I'm not that fussed. I think I might go with a mossy cobble. Also, we can put that back. Nope. That actually belongs in there. I think that slot right there is for crying obsidian, and I just never got around to adding it. Let me go check my notes, people. I have this stored. Lights. Camera action. What do we say about lights? It is indeed crying obsidian that belongs there, so we'll go and drop it in. Very good. Bamboo needs a nightlight. It does need a light level to grow. I think that's a really good point. I think it will probably get it. Like, whatever light level we're looking at down here, it's probably good enough. If it's not, we can always put the light down here and remove the soul soil, I guess, but we'll figure that out if that becomes a problem, for sure. It's a good spot. It's a good spot. Got a random observer out of place here. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, we need to check the powering of those at some point. Gonna use this again. It's not the most appeasing thing, but like, we're not creating a work of art here, are we? We're making it look good, but I think it'll work. I'm liking it, says Powerboss. It's alright, isn't it? It works. And that's what we need. We just need it to work. Quartz stairs all day long. Oh, that probably is a better suggestion. I don't think it needs to be stairs though, right? Oh, look at me. Gotta go try it now. Can't resist. We like quartz. Where is it? There we go. Block of quartz or smooth? I feel like you're going to want that outline. Does it add a little too... I think it adds a little too... Nah, it adds a little too much lightness at the top. I think we're good with the cobble. I think we're good with that. Yeah, let's stick with that. We're pretty much there now. Let's get this thing actually running by the end of the stream. I think we can do that. It's going to be tight. We've got 10 minutes. Oh, actually, it's going to be very tight. Maybe it's less about finishing the thing fully, but like, let's have it conceptually working. I'm not going to get an Allay in here, am I? Maybe we won't. Like, this will take a bit of time. It does take time to place blocks. Dues, I got more stone. I got to run around to get more stone as well and fill in all the space. Yeah, no, 10 minutes is probably a little bit tight, actually. But we can certainly place as many blocks as we can place. Can't do more than that. 10, it's 20 to the hour. Yeah, I need 10 minutes to do the stream torch. Maybe finish it tomorrow. Yeah, I won't be able to finish it today. I might be able to late in the evening, although no, I've got piano practice to do today. That'll probably take up my evening. Yeah. Yeah, probably do it tomorrow then. Finish it off then. I also got to figure out what we're going to do on tomorrow's stream. I do have other stuff on my list. Yeah, we got the inspiration, just got to channel it. Okay, now it's observers, which we're running a little shy on. So I'm a bit concerned about something here, right? I seem to have the exact right amount, but I have a suspicion I need 2 more. Ugh. Right, let's go test something here first, right? Take one out. It activates them in a row. It activates that one. That's good. We wanted to know that. Next thing we're going to check is that one there. When I go around the back here, I have a feeling it's not going to push it out. No, I can even see from here that it doesn't. So you need one more observer at either end on the back side to make that work. Light level 9 is required to grow bamboo. Well, we should... can we break this stuff down into bamboo? No, it breaks down into planks. We should go get a little bamboo. Let's not forget what we're doing here. A little bit of bamboo. And then something from my storage area. Observers. Observers, yeah, that's the one. Right, that should be more than enough for our needs. Will I play any piano for your my music in the future? Yeah, piano's always been a part of my music. Cavern Original, thank you for the Prime. 5 minutes ago, I missed it. I'm so sorry, but if you're still there, thank you so much for the Prime subscription. It looks like here there's not enough light, but we'll soon find out. We can also get rid of that now because we tested the theory. Oh, and a little bit more. Right, dump that into there. There's some other stuff that could get put away. So, oh wait, I never actually made the observers, did I? Ugh. Gavin says, you're welcome. I enjoy the streams. So cozy. Ah, glad you enjoy them, my dude. And there's a whole bunch more for you today. Hermitcraft stream weekend. Have I ever wanted to play classical music? I have and I do. I've got a couple of classical songs I like playing on the piano. Now, I'm very bad at remembering the names of classicals because they're all like, you know, sonata in EF major 4 or whatever. And it's like, yeah, really catchy, that one. Sounds like a lot of the others. But I can play that. Is it like, is that, that's not Ode to Joy, is it? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I could literally pull it up on my iPad right now because it's sitting in front of me. That's Four Seasons. Vivaldi Four Seasons. Yeah, Vivaldi, I think it is. That sounds about right. Vivaldi. Was I saying Vivaldi? Vivaldi. Let me check. Where are we going here? Yeah, Vivaldi Spring, and the other one I play is Minuet in G in C by Bach. He's got my back. Bark. like a tree. Or a dog. I don't know. I'm not gonna make a lot of these right now. The inventory's a mess. Those are the 2 songs I play, and I want to learn more. I've been learning to play "What Is Love" by Hytale, right? I absolutely love that song, and it came up like as I get deeper and deeper into the course, more and more songs you unlock, and they get more and more challenging. And then Hadaway's came up, and I was like, "Yo, I am so on this. I am gonna like learn this one inside out and play it every day now." Why do I keep quartz in here? There it is. Oh, I haven't brought a bunch back from... You know what? I think it's now time that we give up on finishing this farm, because now I gotta go somewhere else to grab some materials. Like, it's not getting finished today, is it? Let's just wind down proper and make sure that we can hand over to Joe correctly, you know? That Corrales prank was awesome, says G-Stab. Yeah, that was like 15 years ago or something now, though, right? I love that, though, making that song with note blocks. And now I know the song a bit deeper because my... Oh, someone's just come over here and taken stuff. Wait, no, I took stuff. What am I on about? I didn't take the ender pearls. I remember I took some leather, actually, now I think about it. I think, yeah, I took the bricks out as well. Yeah. The thing is, I always say, like, just take something if you need it, and then I get surprised when something's missing. Hi X and chat, appreciate the good vibes and prayers. My town is getting coated in 3 centimeters of ice, which will knock out the power lines, and the temperature will be as low as -12. Lots of people in harm's way. Yeah, isn't there like a big storm coming over America? Yeah, like get yourself clued up on what's happening and stay safe. That's yeah, low temperatures. I was in temperatures like that when I was in Italy for skiing. But then you're also in an area that's like used to that. So like it's not an issue out there, but like when you're in an area that's not used to that, yeah, that can be dangerous. If what you say is true, the Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me? I mean, that is a valid question. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me? Right, yeah, we'll do the rest of this tomorrow. Let's put down a torch here. Let's fill in a little bit of the gaps. That block up there. Yeah, it's all ready for us to finish it, but I'm not going to do that now. But I really like the look of this. I think it's going to be an interesting little farm. You can also see the bamboo growth. It can grow because of that, but look at where it's... Oh, it might literally be at the perfect height to let the bamboo grow, because this isn't grown yet right here. Have to give it more time, but yeah. That's curious too. Huge storm, basically the eastern half. I'm looking at 18 inches of snow. Wow. I haven't looked it up. I've heard it been mentioned, and like, I'm always such a busy bee moving from one thing to the next. And I never get around to like looking it up and learning the details, but I wanted to learn more because it sounded like a pretty severe storm coming in. And like, America's a big place, and if a lot of places on the East Coast are getting hit, that's a lot of land. There's a lot of land being covered, you know? That's no small deal. Okay, what about moss? I think we picked these things up from elsewhere, so they're not going back in right now. So all of that can go into storage, and then we just pack this away. Okay. One over here, 11 over there, 5 up there. And they're all back in. Probably come back and fill in some of these spaces with stone after we're done. Oh, I do have more. Could do a little bit more right now. That goes into there, that goes into here. Actually, it's been a pretty productive stream, I'd say. Pretty productive stream. Might leave some of this bit here open, I'm not sure. Oh, I bet there's like in need of light up top somewhere. Let's check this. Yep. Actually, just one little bit. That's not too bad. Oh, and a little bit up there, apparently. Yeah, I don't want stuff spawning in my base. No thanks. I've gone around this several times and checked, but every now and then something gets me. Right. Very much like that we put this here. A Ren-powered, Copper Golem Allay powered bamboo farm. Can I get like a little screenshot in here? I need to build it up a little bit more for a screenshot to look good. Let's do a tiny bit more building and get on top of this. Build it out as far as there. Looking good. Alright, drop down here. There's your screenshot. Nice and colourful. That's a unique power source, it definitely is. Right, we're good to head off. So what we've got to do is craft the harness. And then I've got leads on me. The next bit should be kind of easy. How do we make a harness? I know leather's involved, right? Okay, yeah. Leather, glass, and fireworks, and wool. I wonder if it lets you use any type. I'm not sure. Okay, one block here, not good enough. 3 bits of leather. I think leather goes into this one. There we go. Have I ever thought deeply about the Cassandra complex? I don't think I've even heard of the Cassandra complex. But now's probably not the time for deep discussion. However, if you want to share whatever that is, I'll probably be interested if it's a philosophical thing. A philosophical. Let's go sleep in a bed. Make it with my colour? I wasn't really thinking about theming it too much. It's not for me, is it? It's for Joe, who's probably getting ready to start his stream. Yo, the cup of tea that I drank about half of it again. That was a bubbly slurp. What's the best philosophical theories do you like? The one that when I was like a teenager, and I was a bit of like a, you know, pothead philosopher, if you like. But the one idea that I like really got stuck on was randomness. Like I didn't think anything could be random, and I thought, like, surely if we have rules that govern how atoms and things interact with one another, if you could slice time and have like complete knowledge of all the positions of the atoms in the universe, then you would understand the past and the future from the present. And like, that means that everything is deterministic, right? And I remember like arguing with my mates about this at length, and I was like on my own on it. And then, you know, I just left that idea alone or whatever. And then I learned about this thing called Laplace's demon when I was much, much older. And it's sort of the same idea, right? It's like having this godlike knowledge of the universe that would make everything deterministic. So that's like a philosophy thing that I've I should put a copper golem on here, really. But if I airlift one of these copper golems out, like, it's got to go back to where it came from. I think I can make this work. Or am I out of statues? Do you know what? Let's go to the shop. The shop will have statues. But you have Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, so you can't even learn that. Yeah, you know, as I got older, I learned about more stuff that puts it all into question. Things like probability with quantum mechanics and stuff calls it into question. But, you know, it's like what I don't like is someone like asserting an answer over it. I like the discussion around the ideas, because who's to know for sure? Oh, you know that diamond that we had earlier? I could have spent that here. I so would have done that just to watch the golem bring it over. I had a door here. No, wait, was the door up? I think, actually, no, the door was at the top. What am I on about? Right. That one there leads into this one here. Wow, we're really low on stock. I think that's something to do tomorrow, is to take care of that. I am going to need tools, so I do need the ender chest. I need to get my axe back. I was about to do that now. I was like, no, don't do it now. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so we got here. We want to get our one nearby. You are nearby, that's great. Do that. Then we're going to scrape it all the way down. We're going to leash it. We're going to bring this thing over. Oh my god, you go away so quick. It's so annoying. Oi! Oi! Stream torch! Stream torch, I command thee! Now it listens, now it listens. Now, I think you have to shift click on it to attach that, and then I need to right click on it. Come back! Oh, little guy! He looks so helpless! Oh man, he looks so helpless! Oh, are you going to help me get the other one? Is that how this works? Can I hop between my ghasts? Are we going ghast hopping? Oh, little guy, look. Oh, dude, little guy stops this guy from going up. Interesting. So if I hold shift, I'm... Oh, no, come back! Oh my god, they're so annoying. They're so annoying. Like, why do they not come to you from further away? I don't... Oh my god. They need to increase the click range and the follow... Like, look at it, it's just ignoring the snowball. That guy looks so helpless! Oh my god, he does not look like he's liking this. Oh, get me back! That's all I'm hearing is get me back. Put me down, I hate it. Oh my god, do you know, I think I'm just going to use my wings to get on top of it, right? At long last. Right, now we fly to Joe's. Joe, if you would meet us at the shopping district, that would be amazing. If he comes towards me and I go towards him, you know, that'll work. What have I come back to, says the life of L. Yeah. Oh, it's still down there dangling. Right, so I haven't got it written in a book, but you can tell the hermits throughout the day. I'm sure Joe will figure this. Well, I'm going to go talk to Joe, so Joe will figure this out. Here's the dealio. What we're going to do is every hermit has to attach a mob to this happy ghast, and then whenever Wells builds the museum, it's going to have all of these mobs attached to it, right? Would have Copper X looked as ridiculous as that golem while being leashed to a ghast? Probably. There'll be all these noises. Right, we're going to go across towards the shopping area, then we're going to start to head to the right to get to Joe. Joe's over that way, but the connection, I think, is more on this bit of the terrain. Yo, the terrain here has been terraformed, hasn't it, at the edge? That doesn't look like vanilla. I quite like how it looks, considering it's just grass and dirt. Like, the shape adds a lot. There's a little bit of overhang there. That's really good. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. Alright, peeps, well, I hope you've been entertained today. Joe will be streaming next. You've got a full weekend. So, live.hermitcraft.com. Check out the schedule. Learn what's what in your time zone. And have a great rest of the weekend, you know. Joe, I think Joe might actually be on the opposite side. Somewhere over there. Joe, I'm over here if you can hear me. If you can see me. I think he just enderpearled. Yeah, there we go. Oh! Let's play catch. Well, I'll just stay still.
Okay. I almost had it. Let's see.
Oh.
Can I land that?
Oh.
Oh,
One more attempt.
close.
Hey, well that
Hey.
works. Hi, you get to take
Yeah,
over.
that works. Just clicking.
This is a great way to like pass the torch over, I guess, because you can now ride it away.
Yeah, I'll just ride this back to my base. We're going to be doing some redstone work on my fire suppression system.
Nice.
Now, I have to disable the fire suppression system in order to do that redstone work. So I'm not doing it while Scar is awake, because he will burn down my base.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for today.
Nice, nice. And you know what's going on with this torch, right?
I got some of it. I had to mute so I could go take care of
Okay.
some setup stuff.
Got ya. So you every hermit has to attach a mob to the happy ghast, and that'll continue tomorrow as well. And then it'll be Wells's job to like keep this somewhere.
Awesome.
With
I
loads
love
of
it.
mobs attached. Yeah, awesome. All right, have a great stream, Joe. I got to bounce.
Sounds good.
But have a good one.
Xisuma,
Yes.
One note. Okay, you're always talking about how you want to have people clip the best highlights from your streams.
Am
If
I?
you do a smash cut,
Yeah.
between you saying you only have sugary things when you're traveling abroad because you want to have part of the culture, that experience,
Yeah.
directly to you saying, I had a milkshake at a Five Guys in Milton Keynes and it was so sweet it almost knocked me over. Just the juxtaposition of those two statements. I was just falling on the floor thinking about Milton Keynes as traveling abroad.
That is perfect, Joe. I will make a note and make that happen. I love that. That's great.
It was my favorite part of the stream. Thank you, X.
Yeah, I get it. That'll be a great one. All right, dude. I'll get that done.
Alrighty.
And thanks for the recommendation. Have a good one.
Catch you later, X. Thanks again for the raid.
Joe is so right. That is going to be so funny. Is Becca with us today? I'm not sure if I saw Becca in chat today. I'll have to shoot her a message and get on top of that. Right. Making a note. And taking care of it after the stream. I'm wrapping up. That's it. I will raid Joe. That's how this goes now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your amazing support. I appreciate all the gifted subs. I appreciate all the people subscribing. I appreciate all of y'all who can't and just tune in and have a good time. That's what it's all about. Just having a good time together. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Hit the follow button before you go. When you get over to Joe, hit the follow button there too. And enjoy a Hermitcraft stream weekend. I'll see you again tomorrow, 4 hours earlier than now. Yeah. So see you again tomorrow, people. All right, the raid is underway. I can now click the button and send you over. Awesome. That's it. Bye-bye.